Yo yo, it's Rexy here. Season start has been a blast. I played and streamed around 43 hours or so you could say I'm a bit fried. Anyhow, it has been quite a rollercoaster ride for me. I rerolled a couple different class back and forth, and now I've actually totally changed my current build, like gear set fully. The video will be pretty much summary of how everything's gone down, and I'll be commenting it on the way. So cheers, hopefully enjoy. Just a disclaimer that most of the footage won't have any in-game audio, because I took it from my Twitch clips and I haven't yet split it properly, so I just don't have any audio in my Twitch clips. And yeah, as Herosage developer, I want to promote the game, so that's why I'm using it in my nickname. Nothing special there. So yeah, my starting plan was Carina Tangle Icelands for getting jumps, projectiles, and obviously shotgunning. It was based on the Cisada Shell build that Marcus Nordstrom did, I think, a couple of months ago. And then with the new grafting, I wanted to add something cool to it, like Trinity or Corrupted Bulwark or anything else. I wasn't sure how expensive the grafting will be, so I didn't want to rely it totally. I wasn't too satisfied the time I got on the campaign run, but I will be pointing out some stuff that I faced on the run and what I was surprised about. So first thing that I was really confused was the Numbed stacks. I only got one Numbed stack per shot, even though I was shotgunning with all my projectiles and I had the support, which should make all my hits numb. Wasn't sure if this is a bug or not, but currently you can at least get 10 Numbed stacks. So, as you can see, I decided to change the Blazing Bullet because the Numbed wasn't working as I thought it would. Next big thing that I found out, a bit too late, that they had buffed Plain Echo a ton, like it was horrible weapon before. Now it's actually insane for the leveling, and you can get it at level from the level 35 through. So we're at the Dragon Boy. As you can see, not the fastest run. I know I could shave easily like 20 minutes off the run, like if I did it now again. But, well, it's a Leaguestart. Things go wrong, and I think I adapted just fine. After that, I did some baseline mapping until I got my first caster weapon, which actually took me to level 70 or 71. Then I instantly switched to Tangle. Well, no one had ever played it before, so the switch took maybe like 10 to 15 minutes. It took way too long and kinda killed my Traveler run. The Tangle was somewhat getting there. It wasn't the fastest nor the slowest. I was blasting and I was enjoying the build. But the Traveler race was already done. Woodage cleared it in like 3 hours and 20 minutes or something. Insane pace, but he always plans his builds beforehand properly and doesn't wing it with the new spells. So yeah, then it was Traveler time. The Tangle is really good boss killing ability overall, but with Carino it's really annoying because you run out of bullets, which kinda enforces you to constantly blink around because that reloads your bullets. But in Traveler fight especially, that is awkward, blinking around constantly. You tend to get killed by some random AoE on the ground or the freaking cubes that fly all over the place, which you can't always even see from off screen. So spoiler alert, I actually died to this Traveler. I was really annoyed, but I didn't let it get to me too much. And I'm back at the Traveler. I decided to remove the clock at this point because I was mostly racing against myself in the end, and well, the run already failed because I died. But this time I actually get my revenge. It was still pretty hectic fight though. I finished top 4, which is okay. I think I would have been top 2, but it is what it is. And then I did some League mechanic, which I've really grown to love. I think it is the perfect balance to mapping versus going out of the map and then doing the actual mechanic. It also requires you to think a little, but not too much. I think, for example, the snow paper mechanic, the Bob Ross one, you need to read way too much, and I still fumble at times, and when you fumble once, the whole painting is ruined. So it is everything else than like happy little trees. And then I got so fed up about the reloading that I decided to reroll to a Carino tree who doesn't have to reload, he can just embrace it. The problem is that Carino tree doesn't shotgun with the ice lances, so I decided to try a chromatic shot angle, which kind of worked pretty okay in the beginning. But I feel like when you get enough projectiles, then the spread is too big and they don't like shotgun anymore, which kind of killed it for me. And then it was time for another reroll. And then it was Gemma 2 time. I wanted to avoid Gemma cause it was so meta, but had to go for it. It was actually way smoother than the Carino early on because I got over 100 frostbite rating, which causes me to actually freeze things, and that actually allows me to instantly teleport with the frost blink. Here is some baseline mapping. You can see I go pretty fast. I don't even have the Blade Dancer steps or whatever they're called, so with the resetting frost blink you can really blast. The weapon I use is the Glacial Abyss, the bow. It was actually, it costs like 1 FE and it's super good. I crafted a tier 1 stuff afterwards, and when I tested damage, the stuff only like doubled my damage. So considering that, you can really start this on a budget and go blast tier 7s if you're like starting the league. Then I just pretty much kept mapping and farming. I did ton of the season mechanic because I like it. I also tested ton of like different, I think the Outlaw is totally nerfed. I didn't like cube. Like I tried multiple things and then I just decided I will map hard and just do the season mechanic. Because I liked it and it was decent FE. And then finally I was able to afford the rebound support for ice lance, which actually makes the lances bounce from the ground and then jump back, or depending how many jumps you have. It didn't upgrade my DPS that much on Gemma, so I was a bit disappointed even though I actually had quite a bit of jumps. Then it kind of got me thinking back to my Carino too. And that's when I decided to check out the like rankings of Carino 2 in the Dragon board. So in the leaderboard was rank 1 dude with this gear, and it was like 2200 level, and I was like, damn, this is almost the build that I was running. I just didn't like go through with it, and I can tell you that those rares are not even tier 1s, so I was really bamboozled how he was able to do this. So then I pretty much went and switched gear back to my Carino 2 and noticed that like from, I think at time when I instantly changed everything, my Gemma had like 3 billion DPS, and then I moved stuff and my Carino has like 20 billion. And then well, you could say that I rerolled again, but I rerolled back to my original plan. Then, after tweaking gear a little, I actually made money by selling my stuff, and instead of buying those gravels I'm using, so it was kind of funny. I got more money than I did before I rerolled, and I was dealing like 5 times more DPS. Then I moved to do 8.1s. Not sure if it's actually still worth it, even farm 8.1, but I guess you get more priceless items. But I've only gotten 1 so far, even though I have the priceless nodes. So honestly, I feel like you should just stick to running 8s. But anyhow, I was actually enjoying it, and the main problem that I actually had with the Carino before was kind of gone, because I've gotten like rid of all of the cast speed, so I didn't cast too fast, and then there was this one Empower skill I was actually using that caused more issues than I realized, and it is called the Secret Origin Unleash. It gave me a ton of like cast speed due to I had the focus blessings, so I obviously didn't use that, and suddenly the gameplay didn't feel as bad as it was before, so it was good, it was fun. And then obviously after you map a while, you start thinking next step, like how to get to Profound. I knew I had no defenses. I was total glass cannon, and then I was thinking how to fix that, and I was kind of going back to the old Sea Shadow Shell idea, which I talked in the very beginning of the video, the Margus Nordstrom's build. And then I realized on my break that Don the Crown had actually just made a video about those, or 7 hours ago, but anyway, and well, you know, whenever known streamer does a build guide or video, prices skyrocket. And then I went to check the Sea Shell's prices, and those were actually pretty high. I'd been following them quite a bit early on. They were like around 200 FE back then, and now I think they're like 300 FE plus, and the bulwark actually also exploded. So I was a bit annoyed by that, but I actually had the FE, so I just bought those and started crafting. Okay, so big disclaimer, this is so work in progress that do not try and copy this. Not worth it, not worth the time. I'm sitting at 20k ES, which is okay defense-wise, but I need more, way more, to actually make the Sisada really worth it. I think I can get to like 40 bill if everything is on and procs, but this is it for now. So what I'm rocking is basic ES gear. This is actually just a test. I'm getting 70% penetration. It's quite okay for its price. You just need to tweak so that you get actually frostbitten and numbed. Disgusting belt, some baseline T1 rings, jump grapples. These were like 5 FE each. Crafted these, nothing special. I think these were like maybe 15 FE, and this is the expensive part, but I bought it like half crafted. That's why the base is horrible, and then I did a big mistake by corroding it before actually like divining the Sisada Shell ability, so it's only 1.2%. Kind of sad, but then again, I think these are like 1.5k or something, and I will be replacing it anyway at some point, and I don't even know if I want to do chest or gloves in the end, or if I even want to do this build, so... Anyhow, I'm currently sitting only like 244 elemental damage, so it is not enough probably to drop any cold damage stuff like the auras. I could definitely at some point drop the like freaky domain, maybe Blizzard, and switch the empowers to more like global ones or universal ones. So yeah, this build is big work in progress. But yeah, what we learned from this video: plan better, trust yourself and your guts. Do not reroll 3 times in a league launch. It's not worth it, but I wouldn't probably be playing if I didn't reroll, cause I'm one of those guys who get bored really fast, and if something isn't clicking, I just, well, then I reroll or I quit, pretty much. So yeah, I guess that's that. Let's see you at my stream.